Rugby World Rankings for March, early March, 1st of March 2021. Quite a few teams on the move. Samoa is on the board, hence the Samoan jersey. Italy is actually down a spot. Italy is off as far as my board goes. They are down one spot into 15th. Go over those briefly and look at some of the possible permutations for the next round. Well, next couple of weeks, actually, because there's more than one lot of games on, other than the Six Nations. And you guys can let me know your thoughts, as always, how fair or not these rankings are. South Africa, still top dog, 94.2. No change there. New Zealand, still 88.95. No change there. These teams not likely to move anytime soon. I feel like a broken record when I say that, but that just is what it is. With that kind of lead, 94 to 88, South Africa going to be top for a long, long time, I would imagine. Unless they lost to someone pretty lowly, but it doesn't happen that often. And they're not going to be playing for a while. But good to see South African rugby is back underway with the preparation series. I haven't been following that much at all. There's been a little bit of it on TV here. But yeah, I plan to have a look at that at some point as well. France are actually up into third spot without having to play a game this weekend. If you guys haven't been following the news, their game against Scotland got postponed due to some COVID cases in the French camp, the staff and the playing staff as well. So at 86.42, they jump up without moving into third spot. Maybe that's a fair reflection. France have been looking the business when they've been playing. So it's nice to see them in third, but it would be nice to see them playing, that's for sure. England are down into fourth spot. That must be the first time they've been outside the top three in a very long time. 85.63, down from 87.49 with that loss to Wales. So it's a relatively significant drop. But Wales, on the other hand, are the big beneficiaries because remember, it's points exchange. I have done a video about how the thing works. You can look up the formulas if you want on your own. I don't go into that kind of detail because I'm not a mathematician. But yeah, essentially the Welsh are the beneficiaries of that. So they're on 83.97, up from 82.11, which has seen them leapfrog both the Wallabies and the Irish. So Wales are the big winners after plummeting from like first before the Rugby World Cup all the way down into about 8th, I think it was, as low as they went. Under Wayne Pivac, they finally started grafting their way back up the board. Everyone seems to be hating on the Welsh at the moment, but just keep on winning your games, Wales. Just keep on winning your games. Australia haven't moved in terms of their points, obviously, because they haven't been playing, but they are now below the Welsh, so they dropped one. Ireland, despite winning over Italy and actually going up on the points, like, again, I got more detail in another video, but the way the points exchange works, if you've got a big difference between you and the next ranked team you're playing, so if you're 5th and you're playing someone who's like 20th and you beat them, you're not going to get anything out of it. But the gap between Ireland and Italy was actually close enough that there was a slight points exchange. So Ireland went up from 82.31 to 82.55, so they have taken some points off Italy, and that has essentially seen Italy fall off the cliff. I mean, it's only one spot, but in terms of my board, it looks like a cliff. So Italy have gone from 70.88 to 70.65, which puts them below Samoa, who are on 70.72. So I feel sorry for Italy because they already get enough grief when they get Six Nations losses. They have lost a lot of Six Nations matches in a row now. It's like 30. But because of that competition they're in just being so tough, a lot of teams who they would fancy themselves as having a good chance against just look much better than them on the world rankings. That's just the way it works. But if you're an Italian fan, would you rather be playing in the Six Nations with a fully pro team, losing every game, hopefully developing, or would you rather be in the competition that George is in, getting wins? I don't know. That debate will always go on, but I have seen enough in the Italian side, and I'm probably getting a bit broken record like this as well, to think that they are developing. If you look at Paolo Garbisi, he looks like he's developing pretty well. So if he can get a forward pack to go with his magic, then maybe they will be able to pick up some wins eventually. Scotland didn't play, so they don't move. Likewise, none of these teams have played, so none of them are moving. It's just Italy and Samoa who have swapped. Below Samoa, you've got Italy, like I mentioned, 15, USA, Spain, Uruguay, Romania, Portugal, Russia, Hong Kong, and Canada. Now, there are games coming up this weekend, apparently. Russia is playing Romania. Someone will have to tell me where I can watch this game, because I didn't even know it was on until I prepped for this video. And Portugal are playing Georgia. International rugby this weekend, folks. Hopefully, if any of you guys know where these games have been, I haven't even looked. I will have a look. Someone can send me a link to let me Google that for you, but I'll have a look. Sometimes this kind of stuff can be tough to find. So anybody in the know, do let us know in the comments. Although just remember, links often get blocked by YouTube's filters, so you might just have to be a bit more vague in your description, specific in your description, but not so specific that you send a link if you want it to work. The next round of games in the Six Nations, you got Italy and Wales. If Wales win, they're not going to go up because the points difference between Italy and Wales is too great. But if Wales were to lose by some miracle, they would drop down to about 7th. England are playing France. England will swap places with France if they win, and the two teams will stay in their same spots. If France win, France will close the gap on New Zealand, and England will drop closer to Wales, depending on how things go. And Scotland against Ireland is going to be a very, very fascinating one. Scotland may be a little bit rusty after having that bit of an extra break, but Ireland can go up 1 or 2 spots, depending on if they get a big or a small win against Scotland, whereas Scotland would swap places. They'd overtake Ireland if they were able to get a win there. Scotland has been on the side of the board before, but not for that long. So yeah, those are the Rugby World Rankings for the 1st of March 2021. As always, you guys let me know your thoughts on how you think these stack up in terms of real world results. It is hard to know because a lot of teams, especially these teams, we have not seen playing for a very, very long time. That's just been one of the costly things about the pandemic. The top teams have been able to get games. The Rugby Championship went ahead, albeit without South Africa became the Tri-Nations. The Six Nations is able to go ahead, but like Belgium cancelled their match not that long ago. It's just really hard to get a game on. So I am keen to watch Russia and Romania and Portugal and Georgia if we're able to get a broadcast of those, but we'll see. You guys let me know your thoughts. Talk to you again soon. See you later.